It's funny how I got taken into coaching because I never really had any aspirations to coach. I had a business when I was 21. I was married at 22. Had kids when I was 23. I had a business with my brother. We used to work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I used to go to work at about 7 in the morning, finish about 5, go to training, and then sometimes I went back to work to set up the next day. So when I finished playing, my thoughts were that I was going to give back to my brother. And it didn't eventuate because there's this bloke called Sheedy who talked me into coaching half a year when Mark Williams went to go to Port Adelaide. They needed a VFL coach, reserves coach, and he said, well, can you do it? Because I just retired, I broke my arm mid-season and that was it for me. And I said, look, yeah, I'll do it until the end of the year. And, it's probably the worst thing I've done because I actually liked it. I liked it a lot. He is totally responsible.
Foster's AFL Premiership 1993.
The way I played my footy, I was very much a team player. I loved team success. I'd sacrifice my game to the team. So when I started coaching, one of the big things that got me interested was seeing improvement. Like one classic example was Carosella. When I took over, Carosella in 1996 was just about to play his first game. Mark Williams walked out, and then I had him for about 4 weeks, and his form just went down. I said to him, I got him in and had a chat. I said, what am I doing wrong here? Like your form's going down. Apparently you're a really good player. He said, well, Mark Williams used to do this for me and used to help me along. Used to do 1, 2, 3, 4 things and supported him and was pushing for him at match committee. And I thought, well, I'll try that. So I started to really watch his tapes, loved what he was doing, suggested a few things. He actually did them first week. Another couple of things the next week, did them. I thought, wow, this is actually, I'm helping this person. And, it goes without saying, he had a great career, played in premierships and coaching down Geelong now. And there's lots of stories like that where you can actually make a real difference to people's lives. And that appealed to me. I was just going to do it my way. You hear that from all the talks and books that you read. And I was into my coaching, used to read a lot. I was pedantic about every little thing, stats-wise. I was trying to work out how this thing worked, and whether there was a better way to do it. It was great to see that after 10 years, what you wanted to do and your philosophy on coaching, your beliefs, is what you want to do, and 10 years later, you've actually produced exactly, the plan's worked. And that is very, very satisfying. It was almost like what else is there left to do?
It's a very exciting time for the Essendon Football Club to be announcing an appointment today of our senior coach.
I always thought I was the right choice to do it. It was just whether I had the energy, whether I was going to let go of what had been happening in the past, and whether, your life was going to change that much if you do it. We knew that, and I had a chat to my wife, Jana, and she said I could do it because your life does change. I said I didn't want to do it anymore, and that was pretty much true. And it's not because I didn't want to do it, it's just because how it affects your life. Really is a draining job. It's a thankless job in a lot of ways. And I was worn out, and even when I was home, I wasn't home. And it's a lot of coaches say that, but it's pretty hard to cop, when you're living with someone and I recently got married, and I actually just want to be a better, good husband. But she said I could do it. I've done it. We've had a few blues since because of my busyness, but we're getting through it. I'm trying really hard to manage my time. I've been really busy in this job. Unfortunately, we've still got things to fix up. We want to be, my intentions are this is where I'm a bit obsessive about it, but if we're going to play football, I want to play finals. And to play finals, I know that we need the whole club working together, going in the one direction, working together. So that's the aim, I look everywhere and there's still so much work to do. That's in my mind. I could sit there and just do it. I actually want to do it. I I want to play finals, I want to win finals, I want to see how far we can go. You know, I want to help all the players. And I want a better place when Birdie comes back next year. I want him to come in and say, wow, this has changed. Actually, this looks pretty good. And my job's going to be a bit easier now because all the things are in place. Yeah, that's a little bit about what I'm thinking, yeah. As a team, what do we want? We want a contest here, win the ball here, and if we actually happen to win the ball, it gives you a great position to start from to have some space. And you know what we're doing much better, I reckon? We're not all going to the first kick. There's people saying in the team, well, he's the man that should get the ball. He's got the space, he owns the space. And people are sort of leaving him with that space and sort of working for the next one, much, much better. But we've still got, we probably wouldn't be the best in the competition at that, but we are starting to notice that, which is fantastic. My views on training and how an training environment should be, we spend more time training. So if we train badly or do things that we're not going to do in a game, well, that's danger for me. Like, we've got to kick the ball under pressure. We've got to win the ball under pressure. And we do a lot of it. We cause a lot of chaos because the game is chaos. The game's a really hard game to play. You've got to be strong enough, fit enough, courageous. You've got to be smart now. I actually try and give the players a really professional environment. So I actually think about their time management. In the club, train. If they're not training, they're finished training, out. As quick as we can. To let them go and walk on the beach, do a part-time job, do a course, whatever they want to do, to have some real balance in their life. It's okay, mate. It's not...
No, 24 months old, prosciutto.
Really?
Directly from Italy. Yeah?
Been sitting in someone's shed for 24 months.
24 months.
It is nice, isn't it, prosciutto?
Very, very nice.
I encourage other people with outlets and to have a balance in life, but that's one of my problems, and maybe that's why I push it on people, because I'm not very good at it. I do get obsessed by footy. Like, I do like cooking. I've got a little share in this little cafe here, which is a beauty, down in Bay Street, 101. That's an interest. It is actually good to have other things that automatically take your mind off what you do. So that's what I've sort of learned over the years, where you just totally focus and have one thing in your life. If you lose a few games in a row, and that's all you think about, that's all you got to do, then you're in a lot of trouble with yourself. So with this place, I've got responsibilities with other things, you know, if you take up dancing, play tennis, whatever, it just gets you away and gets you doing things and gets your mind away from things. Important. As a player, the game was the fun part. All the training, recovery, swimming, you know, injuries, that's the hard part. That's the repetitive. It's just incredibly difficult to do over a long period. Game day, that's when that just, Ankle, what is it? Ankle, sore ankle. Ankle, sore. The media and my relationship is quite funny. I think they probably felt for a long time like they didn't know me, and I never gave them much, and I was private and I was all serious and I was cranky, and if I never got my way, I'd go and sook. But it was probably true in some ways. Like, I was never comfortable in front of the camera. I never really want to have all the attention put on me. I still don't like it. Yeah, to be honest, I like just being in the fold amongst the pack. Look, a lot of the football content now is the same, and I'm saying that, like, I'm ready to share. You know, I used to worry about giving stuff away, but in the end, like, football's that bigger family now that there's not many secrets. So I'm really comfortable and relaxed about sort of letting more out. They've never really caught me in all the years I've been head coach, going crazy, smashing phones. I've never done it. I've actually tried to be role model myself on Lee Matthews, Ruzi, like those sorts of mild-mannered sort of, you know, John Worsfold types. And I tried hard on that, but again, you know, my box is quite different. I can feel if we're not going so well and the box is not working, I'll lift the intensity in the box and I'll start to bang questions of assistants and coaches, you know, looking for answers, getting them thinking back on job. So, no, the box is a real art, and match day is an art, and match day is the best day of the year. You know, that's in a lot of ways that's the reason why we do it. As a player, the game is the fun part. All the training, recovery, swimming, you know, injuries, you know, that's the hard part. That's the repetitive. It's just incredibly difficult to do over a long period. Game day, that's when that just, yeah. The first game against the Hangars, you know, if someone asked me, like, you know, whether I was emotional or not, get anxious, I'd have to say no. I've been pretty relaxed. I realised quickly that being anxious, too anxious, being a little bit over the top is not useful, doesn't help anything. So if the coach is nervous, players pick it up. Players read the coach. Body language, his habits. And they would see if I was nervous. So I really work hard at trying to stay pretty balanced for the players. Game day. So walking up the race, out onto the ground, round one, Kangaroos, I was fine. Post game is a little bit different. I think I was relieved after the game. Going down the race after the week we had, and then seeing the board there, like, they were excited. Like, that was a massive relief for them. Paul Little hugged me, and I've gone to hug him before, and he's not wanted anything to do with it. And, he had a smile from ear to ear. It was just a good week for the club. Really happy for the players. But for me, like, I was thinking about the next two things I was doing, the media stuff and the message to the players. The one thing that I'm starting to get better at is when you walk up quarter time through the crowd, and there's supporters heckling you and, you know, revving you on, you know, asking, you know, get the team to lift, Bomber, you know, do something about it, Bomber, change this player. It's pretty intimidating. But now I'm just starting to relax. I don't care what people say to me. They can actually have a crack at me. They can compliment me. They can put their hand out. I'll give them a high five if you want. And when I walk down the race around the people, I'm starting to acknowledge them, look up. I'm really trying my best to get our supporters passionate again and being involved and sharing something with them. Like, it's a really simple thing to do. But in the past, I've always been intimidated by all that sort of stuff. And I'm working hard not to be intimidated, to actually involve them. Kangas are out the way. It was on to Hawthorn, and we talked about you know, playing good teams and how I just what I expected from their behaviour. And it was funny, you know, the very first thing I said is that we have to keep playing. We have to take them on. See where you are. Absolutely give everything to yourself. If you don't come up, well, that's fine, but you'll never know. I said, you'll go backwards or stay the same if you don't. In the end, I wish we had a won, we didn't. The lesson from that is the last 2 minutes, if that happens again, you'd hope they learn from the experience. I went out to Zacco after the siren because I didn't know really where to go. Now, normally I just walk off the ground. Even win, lose, draw, I don't really get involved. But again, I thought this was a night where maybe don't do what you normally do, that you want to do, just go out and just feel the pain with them, lose with them. Yeah, so I'm actually, all the coaching, we're actually there for the players, you know, we're with you. There's no blame here. We all could have done things better. But I just reminded him of how we want the game played, no matter who we're playing, what quarter it is, what the score is. Like, if we just actually repeat behaviour, that's when we become a good side. I don't like putting limits on people, expectations. We just need to run our business well. And my job is to coach the team, to be consistent, to be innovative, to be positive, to be optimistic, to be inclusive. It's who knows? Like, Like, I've seen improvement, really a lot of improvement this year, and I know that we're going to do things better this year. How far that helps us in the end, let's find out. Let's not put a ceiling on it. Why not dream?
This is my first sash here. As you can see, still haven't watched it from the game. David Hill presented my jumper to me, and through Job had dinner with Tim Watson at his house, and he just basically said, the significance of the jumper, but not to feel any pressure of wearing it, because there's obviously some pretty significant names have worn. Obviously Tim, Justin Blumfield, Barry Davis, just to name a few. So he said, make it his own, don't feel any pressure, and just the words from Tim and the support from him and Job just to go out there really made it easier. It was round 3 and we hadn't had a win for the year yet, and there was about 65,000 people there, and especially for me it was only the second time I'd actually been out onto the MCG, so a pretty significant time, and I still remember that first touch, Fletch did a handball over the top, and to get into the game early definitely made it easier. And when you run out there with the 22 guys, it's just a massive thrill, massive privilege, and to represent something with such a great history is something I really, really value.
Hey Bomber, how has moving into the new facility enhanced the performance of the team?
I like the idea of actually, when game comes, that they've actually lived this lots of times before. When you get hit and you've got to get up and run and you've got to really work hard. So we've been fatiguing them pretty strongly at training, and it's with the True Value Solar Centre, with having the 2 ovals, it's allowed us to actually split the group up and make them work nearly twice as hard. So that's great for a coach, I love it.
Hey Bomber, as an electrician, you must be able to appreciate this. The solar panels that are going up onto the roof, there's going to be 200 of them. They're going to offset a lot of the energy costs that the club faces.
Yeah, it is, and it's a massive saving to the club. We've got a lot to fit out here, obviously, with a new facility. So we want to put nets here, we want to put more equipment in the gym. So if we can save money somewhere and still have access to it, it's just going to make us a better club.
Yeah, we're down here at the Sydney Myer Music Bowl. We're down here with Longy and launching the 10th anniversary of the Long Walk.
I just love what it's created and what it's done, and what the football has done to follow that in terms of bringing people together. And I think the Indigenous round and Essendon and Richmond have played their part, and the players and the coaches to make this a special event and a celebration. And the Long Walk, to be a part of that, is obviously the relationship with football and what it's done in terms of reconciliation and moving forward. We couldn't ask for a better partner who we see AFL and Essendon Football Club and all clubs have made a difference.
Just growing up watching him, firstly watching him play footy, and the way that he carried himself on the footy field, you look up to him from that aspect, and then you go, the stuff that he's done with the Long Walk and off field for the Indigenous community and reconciliation. It's massive. All the work that he's put in, and all the boys have huge respects for him.
I suppose the things we focus on is really about our education and engagement and people coming together, and that's how we feel we can make a difference to our youth, because they're going to be the leaders at the end of the day. Having the power of football behind us, and the football club has made an enormous impact. We think this year, the 10th anniversary this year, is going to be quite special, and there will be a lot of people coming along and supporting us.
All the guys know the significance that it holds in the community, and to the guys at Essendon, we all hold it close to heart.
I really believe in what this game has done and what our players are doing and what the sport has done in such a positive way.
The winner of the Anzac Day medal on this Anzac Day 2003 is from the Essendon Football Club, James Hird.
Yeah, Anzac Day playing is extremely special. I think I know there's a special buzz when you wake up in the morning and knowing it's Anzac Day, knowing you're part of Australia's special day, national day really, and a celebration of our men and women who went to war and served at war and even served back here to help Australia through the war. And to be able to participate in a game of football, 100,000 people in attendance, the last post, the national anthem, and then get to play against a great club in Collingwood and a great club in Essendon playing each other. It's a special buzz. So the biggest thing about Anzac Day is the sound and the noise you can actually feel it. You almost feel like you're walking through a wall of noise when you walk out of the race and just about to hit the banner. Felt louder than a grand final. When you're first playing it, you're just so nervous. Like, you're really nervous and you're trying to keep yourself up for the game and you're trying to jiggle around and move around and don't lose that nervous tension. But after a few years, it's more about just relaxing and enjoying the moment and waiting for the 5 or 6 minutes of the ceremonies and soaking it in before you go out and play. So I think after you've played in a few, you tend to enjoy that moment even more. I remember taking one out of Joe Mercedes' hands. He was about to kick it, grab and kick. I thought, no, I'm going to have that one. But I remember that last quarter because I think we were 2 or 3 goals up, I can't remember. Sheed sort of came to Joe and I and said, well, one of you go in the middle and one of you go forward. And I sort of said, Joe, you take the middle and I'll go forward first and we'll swap after 6, 7 minutes. And lucky we did, because Joe got it out of the middle a couple of times. I kicked a couple of goals and he said, you want to swap? I said, no, I'll stay where I am. This feels pretty good at the moment.
Ball dribbles inside 59. Don't tell me! He kicks that
We're here today to see if another Essendon fan can earn their sash. Lockie here is going to attempt to tackle Skeeter to earn his sash. You ready, Lock? You ready, Skeet? And go! So there you have it, another Essendon fan earns their sash. To earn yours, tell us what you're prepared to do via hashtag.
One way to earn your sash is to visit the Kia website and see the many great deals currently on offer across the entire Kia range. So visit kia.com.au and find a deal that's right for you. You can even leave the sash on if you like.
This has been a Fox Footy presentation.